The one I have to thank for Brickton. Fine work you did. You must tell me about this shadow business one of these days. But for now, there are more pressing concerns. Your rank. Sergeant is no befitting title for one who takes out an outpost single-handedly. From this day forth, shall hold the rank of knight. May you honor it well in these coming endeavors. Knight, I require your services. I have a job that apparently requires the skill of 2 knights. Can you help? Know what? I don't have time to make requests. This is going to have to be an order. Arthur takes the leadership quite naturally. Fortunately, my soft skills are somewhat lacking, so you'll excuse me for getting straight to the point. Camelot recently secured an old Tommy outpost in the north. Tommy's abandoned it months ago, left it to the hooligans. Regardless, we managed to drive the rabble out with minimal casualties. Quite the victory, according to some, but all I've heard is boasts. I need that outpost secure, capable of withstanding heavy assault. Meet up with Gawain. Assess the situation. And while you're there, kick her up the arse. Fact I'm sending more than 2 soldiers, never mind 2 knights, is unacceptable. Fix it. Understood? Good. Dismissed.
Good to see a fellow knight. Finally, someone without a pissy attitude around here. I'm going to need help restoring this outpost and enforcing some discipline on this squad. Here's my original report that Sergeant Pilly refused to endorse. Give it a read. I've outlined what needs to be done.
Ever vigilant.
Yes? They're relatively inexperienced and their commander died in the assault. Most of the squad are fine. It's just Sergeant Pilly and Levy Daniels. He's got the idea in his head that this squad is his. So he's trying to force a promotion by acting like a raging bellend. By all accounts, Pilly demonstrated courage during the assault. But he won't even commit to doing the training required for command. He is in dire need of explosives training, but he doesn't think he needs it. He does, regardless of if he is to be promoted or not. It's hard to be specific. While he didn't sustain any physical injuries, Levy Daniels is incapable of carrying out, well, anything, let alone the duties of a soldier. He needs to be relieved. I assumed when you introduced yourself you were his replacement. Since you're not, he needs escorting back to Camelot. I'd have no problem with knocking the twat's teeth out, trust me. But people like him, and I need their support. He was mortally wounded by an explosion. I initially suspected it was a landmine. However, having since seen Pilly throw a grenade, misfortune seems more plausible. Good. Your thoughts? I'll scout the enemy position, get a clearer idea as to the readiness and numbers. We'll clear their position when you feel we're adequately prepared to repel a counterattack.
Huh? Hmm? Oh, bye.
Ever vigilant.
How do you do it? How is it so easy for you? I close my eyes and I see their faces. They had no idea what was happening. I suppose that was a point of sneaking up on them. Turns out they were scrapping all night, taking bets and beating the shit out of each other. Stupid bastards must not have realised they were under attack. Nobody fought back at all. I'm not sure they even knew what was happening until half of them were gone. But I can't get that look out of my head. He was smiling. A big, idiotic grin. Turns out they must have been on something. Fighting for fun. He didn't stop smiling. Even when the blade cracked open his skull, he still smiled. It's just the life behind his eyes, I don't know. Went somewhere, but the smile remained. He was covered in someone else's blood. That's what's so... I know this man killed. He enjoyed killing, so why? I can't forget his stupid fucking smile. Yes, I suppose you're right. I think I'm going to go back to Camelot now, on my own.
I've scouted the enemy position, and I think it'd be good to engage as soon as possible. If you think we're ready, we can set... Let me know when you're ready.
Another one? Bloody hell. At this rate, there'll be more knights than swords. Sergeant Pilly, reporting for duty. Ah, you're one of those. Just what we need, eh, lads? Another honourable job's worth. If you're gonna bother me with the same bullshit, I'll save you the bother. Look around you. We've got the outpost. The job's done. What else can I do for you? I don't think we do. She's in command. I accept that. I won't accept bogering about with a bunch of busy work because she needs to feel visible. We fought hard to take this outpost. Outnumbered, outgunned, and on our own. Isn't that enough? Arthur will have us fighting again sooner than later. Why not rest while we can? Respectfully, I disagree. Hysterical bollocks. We don't have the manpower or the resources. Finally, someone who sees it the way that it is. Would you mind letting your other knightly friend know? Here, I'll even give you my old mace, my all reliable. Picked up a newer one after the attack, so this one needs a new owner. Suit yourself. Hysterical bollocks. By all means, feel free. It's not that I'm not keen. I've already done it. The good knight Fancy Bollocks considers herself beneath giving feedback. Explosives training requires we build 5 working landmines from scratch. Here are my mines. She said all but one were completely wrong and buggered off in a huff. How is that supposed to help? If I knew which one was wrong, I'd be able to learn from my mistake and repeat the correct process 4 more times. So, if you can figure out which of my mines are up to shape, I can finish the training without the risk of blowing myself up. Deal?
London is the place for me.
festering, darling. Jesus, it hurts. It really hurts.
It's about time they made you a knight. Well earned. How can I help you today? Of course. An army marches on its stomach, after all. I'll have the provisions sent to the front within the hour.
You've returned as a knight, no less. You'll be wanting to dip into my pocket for more of my timber, no doubt. Am I hearing this right? Camelot paying for goods and services? You don't look like the type to be carrying around $50,000, knight. I'll send someone up with the timber. If that's everything, some of us have work to do.
How can I help, knight? Our first engagement was a resounding success, besides the tragic death of Sergeant Brown, of course. After the operation, I was sent to scout the enemy position, primarily to see how many were left and their battle readiness. And I know exactly where to find one. I was patrolling nearby when I came across it. Looked in good nick too. I started to remove the piece, but I felt something looming. Decided not to stick around. I don't want to commit to calling it a monster per se, but it was absolutely terrifying. If I was dead, you'd have no detail at all. The most important skill when it comes to being a scout is staying alive. Are you sure? Your funeral, I guess. Here are the coordinates. How can I help, Knight? Sometimes it can be confusing to have two commanding officers. Luckily, one of them never wants us to do anything, so it's pretty much the same as having one. I agree with the assessment of my commanding officers. As is much of life, sometimes you just have to embrace the chaos. Cheers, boss.
Last I heard, you were sent to get our new frontier outpost up to scratch. Anything I can help you with? Not asking for much then. Well, the good news is I can send up the sandbags. The bad news is everything else ain't happening. Word to the wise, nobody in London has anything that explodes or shoots going spare unless they're aiming it at you. Can't help you there. Charity is a luxury reserved for better times, I'm afraid. The Fletchers and the Baileys might be able to help you. Best of luck.
What can I do for you, Knight? So, which one is it? Bye.
Patience is key for the quest. Continues.